You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is Dr. Lady J. Welcome to What Up Baltimore Online Radio. I'm here with Miss Robyn A. Christian, and we're going to show her some love today. She's actually running for office for City Council, the 6th District. For those of you who are in Baltimore, make sure that you get this video in your hand, watch it, listen to her, listen to what she has to say. And then what I want you to do is share the video. Okay, we have to share the video. We have to get the word out about these candidates that are running for office so you can make a sound decision. Okay, Robyn, welcome to What Up Baltimore. Thank you for joining me today. I am getting excited about talking to you about this district that you're running for. I'm District 7, you're in the 6th District. But listen, tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started.
So I am a Baltimore native. I grew up east. In 9th grade, moved to Garrison Boulevard, graduated from Walbrook High School. Had my children here and relocated to Virginia for a while. And now I'm back. So I've been back in Baltimore now longer than that. Came back to Baltimore in 2004. So I'm glad to be back home. And now I'm glad to be able to help my community with the professions that I've had, the training that I've had, and I've been able to work in my community, work in the school system, retired law enforcement. So I'm ready to help my community and get us back on one accord because we deserve it. Okay.
There's a lot going on in Baltimore right now, Robyn. As you know, you mentioned one of the things is the school system. And, it's a little raggedy right now. Our school system can use some help. And so those are some of the things that I want to talk about today, the school system. I want to talk about homelessness in Baltimore. I want to talk about we got people that are living in poverty, living below their means. And then the latest thing that has happened is this big ship that has hit, the bridge. And so we have a lot of people, a lot of my friends work down there. And, I was talking to one of my friends on Sunday. He told me there's no work. And so people have gone for, weeks now with no pay. And so those are the things that we want to talk about. And we want to kind of address for the few minutes that we have today. So, tell us a little bit about your platform and what it is that you're running for.
So my platform is really simple for us, right? So we see our communities every day. And transparency, accountability, and not having the family unit has been our downfall. So we need to pull those key components back together so that we can save our children and have the community that we want and can see every day.
And, because the families are definitely broken in Baltimore. Here in Baltimore, the families are broken. A lot of our men, unfortunately, are incarcerated. A lot of our young boys are getting incarcerated. What do you foresee for the future when it comes to the family structure, the family dynamics in our city? And what can you do as a candidate to help, kind of change that?
So let's be honest, okay? So we understand that we are generationally been impoverished. We have been, we're not too far removed from slavery, the slave mentality. So we have to take our households back.
Right.
I've never seen a time where our community, the Black and Brown community have been so reliant on law enforcement and politicians to save us. We grew up with older people in our homes and our families that have laid the path and showed us how they survived during some tough times. And why we cannot do the same has boggled my mind. But I do understand that now we are so far, we're removing ourselves from generation to generation, and now our children are now the product of what has been missing in us for so long. So my first thing would be, we have to get our own stuff together. We have to take our families back. We have to take our households back. And let's be honest, if you are Black and you are brown, you need therapy. And we need to get that therapy now so we can save our children. Working in the school system, and I work from not just the Baltimore City school system, I'm also at Morgan State University. Our children want a future. They don't see a future because of what they deal with every day at home. And that gives them, until we get that straight, we don't really give them the vision that they need to succeed. So let's start with therapy. Let's be honest. Let's go back to the seniors saying what they went through, why they raised us the way that they raised us. And apologies need to be given on both sides, and forgiveness. We start there, we can be able to move forward to do whatever we want to do, because as a people, we are powerful.
Right. And you said something about like the families. Here in Baltimore, we have a lot of single mothers, and a lot of them are young. Unfortunately, we had that time when a lot of children who should have been in school were having babies, and so you have babies having babies. And I just often wonder, is it possible to heal a generation? Because I don't, like, this generation now is different. They're a little different, they're special. So we gotta, I often wonder, is there a way to actually heal the generation and help these children, help these young families, as they're trying to raise children?
We have that recipe. I mean, come on, we're survivors. As a people, we are survivors. So I had my daughter at 19.
Okay.
I'm 53. She was born in 90.
Okay.
I had my family and her family, and I understand that that's not every young woman's story.
Right.
But there is that village. It does not have to be just your family.
Right.
There's always an aunt, a neighbor. I was a foster parent for 7 years with a program called Horse and Homes.
Okay.
We work with the Demomley program. Demomley is mother and baby. A lot of my young ladies that I had in my home are still with me. I am their children's grandmother. It doesn't have to look like picture perfect.
Right.
It just has to be support and honesty and love given and forgiveness given and grace. We can do this.
Right.
We can do this. Our children, this generation that we always speak so harshly about as a society, they are taking care of children. They're raising children. They're paying bills. I didn't have to do that.
Right.
So to ask them or to be harsh with them in a time where they are the parent, they are the adult in the home, I think we have to give them some grace. And I think that we as the adults have to do a better job and do our job and take care of our responsibilities to lessen the responsibilities on these kids. Kids shouldn't have to worry about paying BG&E bills, but they do.
And that's one of the things that I deal with. I work with a lot of people involved in the criminal justice system. A lot of our young people are skipping school. They're out here doing different things, not that they want to do it. Like I said all the time, it's not because they want to do it, but they're out here and they're getting caught up because mom is at home. The one young man, like he told me, I had to go make some money. I had to go hustle because we didn't have any lights. They need food, they need clothes. There's so many things that are going on. And what do you think we can do as a city? How can we come together to better that part of our community when it comes to our children and these families?
So what we were raised with, what happens in our house stays in our house.
Right.
That mindset still continues. We don't really know what's happening in the home of these youth until somebody tells us.
Right.
So once you get that notification, once you get some transparency on what's happening, then we can step in, put in services. So there's a program that I know our community does not like, protective services. I get it. But there is a department called Family Preservation. All they do is step into the home, find out what services are needed, and they assist the family unit.
Okay.
Not break the family up because there are not enough foster parents to do that job.
Right.
But they help the family where the family is, whether it's housing, whether it's training, whether it's drug rehab, wherever that family needs to recover and move forward. We can do it. We just have to be willing to do the work, have that transparency. I know we don't want people in our house. I absolutely get that. But if you need the help, let's get the help so that we can get better. We're not going to get better sitting behind closed doors and just suffering.
And I don't want to just dwell there. I want to move along to something else.
Okay.
In Baltimore City, there's a huge problem with homelessness. And I'm not talking about just homeless people, single people. We have homeless families. We have people that their home is under plastic bags. Like today is raining, storming today. We have people who are sleeping under plastic bags. Thank God we're getting into warmer weather. But I've been out there when it's freezing cold, ice on the ground, snow, and you got people out there sleeping. How do we deal with that situation? I want to give a shout out to Christina Flowers. She is one of the advocates who.
Yes.
I don't know. This woman wakes up every day.
Miss Flowers is a beast. Yes,
she wakes up every day. She wakes them up and makes them get up.
Right.
And so I've seen some of the things that she's done, but you can't just be a one-woman show. You have to give help.
No.
So and I want to say this too. A lot of those people that I've met are veterans. And so what is that saying about our city, about our community, about our state? And not just here in Baltimore, but all over, you have homeless veterans. But what do you think you can come up with as a solution when it comes to homelessness and combating homelessness?
So besides getting Mrs. Flowers and her team the finances that they need to do what they do every day, so I'm aware that there has been 2 buildings purchased for the homeless community. And so I had a family member that also worked for the healthcare for the homeless, having the opportunity to go down and talk to some of the homeless people who were there when she was working there. Some of them did not want to be on the inside of buildings.
True.
Mental health is a huge factor when we talk about the homeless. And I also know a lady who she and her husband were working every day for the state of Maryland, could not afford to live in housing, to pay for housing on their own. We have to find a balance in there.
Right.
Because if you have working people who can't afford to pay the rent, because rent is expensive.
Yes. And
then you have veterans who can't get housing or don't want to be on the inside. There has to be a happy medium. But what I would prefer to do, since I've never been in that situation, is not make up what I would want to do. I would want to talk to people like Mrs. Flowers and ask them to let's meet and find out what is really the need and what's really the breakdown. Because I've seen Miss Flowers pull up Mr. Mayor Scott. I've seen Miss Flowers pull up council people, and she is very vocal about what she needs and where they stand. I would rather meet with them and find out what's really the breakdown, what's really missing, and what that community really needs, because she is on the ground every day, day in and day out. So instead of making up what I would do, nope, I can't say that because I haven't lived it. But I know people who have, and they got the solution. So I would rather work with them and let's figure this thing out.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that I think if everybody got on board, there can be a change. There should never be children, sleeping on the street, let alone adults. But when you see small children, and I do agree with you that there are some homeless people, and I've seen it because she's gotten houses for them, and they've gone in, and I've actually gone in, and they're just like, they'd rather be on the street, and that's their preference.
It is,
but we do have families who don't want to be on the street. Moving on to my concern about this boat that hit the bridge a couple weeks ago. How do you feel things are going with that? That's the first question. And then the second question is, what if you were in office right now, what are some of the proposals you would be putting out to ensure that people can get paid or they can get food? And because I have some ideas about that, so people don't go crazy, because what I'm thinking, Ms. Christian, is that if they don't come up with something soon, it might be a mess,
Right. So anytime we deal with something that's new, there's always going to be some time period of panic. So we are aware, because we watch the news, that the governor is working to get unemployment set up for those workers who are being unemployed and not receiving funds. So I have family who are longshoremen. My daddy was a longshoreman, he's a retired longshoreman. That work is very crucial to the economics of our city. We have to make sure that we take care of those families. So when you talk about bills or bills to be written for them, I would definitely want to make sure. I know that the governor said that he's working on it, but I'm hoping that the city council is pushing and staying on top of making sure things are being done, that these families their needs are being met on a daily basis, because this is something that nobody could have foreseen this happening. There are bills that have to be paid that are being way to the wayside. And also, let's not forget that we also lost some residents. Even though they were contractors, they were still residents. We definitely have to make sure that their family is being taken care of every day. So we're just going back to community. Everything always goes back to community. Everything goes back to just being family and taking care and making sure that everybody is safe and everybody is being taken care of. And on a governmental level, you have to have that. You have to go into the sympathy and empathy and make sure that you are doing your due diligence to make sure that everybody and everything is being looked at over those people to make sure that they are safe and taken care of.
Yeah, and definitely we want to again give our condolences. We did it before, but we want to give our condolences again to the families. That was just horrible to go to work and then not come home. You never want to be that person that gets that phone call or that knock at the door. That call from the hospital that something's going on with your loved ones. So we just, continue to send up our prayers to those families.
And they're just across the bridge.
Right.
They get to come out and look at this on a daily basis. So mentally that has to affect them.
Yes.
And their
absolutely.
children watching this unfold on a daily basis.
And that's something that will forever live with them, forever. So tell us a little bit about your district 6. And we have people that watch us as far as like Africa, Pakistan, everywhere. So I'm pretty sure you all won't have any clue about what we're talking about. But we're in Baltimore City. We're residents of Baltimore City. And so she's running for city council, as you can see on her shirt, District 6. So tell us a little bit about your district, what's going on there, and the changes that you would like to see or you would like to make.
So District 6 is very unique. It's very uniquely designed. District 6 goes from Roland Park down Cold Spring, past Falls Road. You coming through Green Spring, you're going to Ricestown, Liberty Heights.
Wow.
And Park Heights. You know, that's a whole different economic and social diverse areas. And I love the fact that it's uniquely designed that way, because I'm really interested in bringing it together. There's no reason why we can't work as a unit. I don't care if you're in Roland Park or if you're in Heights or the Liberty Heights.
Right.
We can work together as one unit. There are resources and services that are all over this district, but we don't share because we don't have transparency, and because we don't have the accountability of taking care of each other, things fall to the wayside. One thing that my community has been asking me about is we have a lot of the transitional houses, and a lot have been popping up since COVID. On the next door, we get the notifications about sex offenders, and when you check the addresses, they're right 2 doors, 3 doors from you, and you have children. That's one of the concerns that my neighbors are really pushing. We have the old St. Mark's Church at Liberty Heights and Garrison that has now been purchased. I had a conversation with the Department of Health Community Development to see what that building is about to become. As of right now, they're saying it's still licensed as a church. Licensed as a church, but our community is afraid that it may become a rehab.
Wow.
And we already have that corridor that's having a lot of issues with homelessness and drugs. Okay. So and besides the prostitution on Garrison Boulevard. So it's working together, bringing in the components to help those homeless, and the drug trafficking. Well, I shouldn't say drug trafficking. The drugs that are in that neighborhood. There are a lot of drug programs. When I talk with my community, I'm like, remove the stigma, because they're still in the community. Right. Have some hope, have a heart for the community. Some of these houses are working. Yeah. Let's figure out what's not working. Let's work with those people to get the services that they need. Maybe those houses, the management needs to be changed. But let's work together and try to figure out what the services are. Let's work together to offer up the right services, and we can really bring 6th District. Let's think about Pimlico. It's got money. So there's money that's getting ready to be poured into Park Heights. 6th District is going to look different, and it's going to take some time. But let's work together to make that happen. Let's not continue to beat up on each other about little things and grow them into huge problems. We can work together to bring 6th District and make 6th District as beautiful as it is. Wow.
Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you about is this wave of crime. Do you have a lot of crime in your district?
We do. Some crime is petty crime. Like we just got that Dollar Tree on Liberty Heights and Garrison. That has been a thorn in our side. That's a lot of complaints coming about that Dollar Tree. They check the records, and there's a lot of calls for theft out of the store, which the community
out of the dollar store.
Wow. Out of the dollar store. Wow. But the community was aware that was going to happen, and that's why they did not want it to come from the beginning. Right. But it's already under a contract for 10 years, and it's nothing that they can do about it.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
And then we have the regular Baltimore issues of the homicides. So we are a typical Baltimore community, but it's not all over 6th District. Okay. And that's my problem. Roland Park is a beautiful area, but they're not plagued with the same things that the other corridors of 6th District are plagued with. Right. So we can get this together, but it's us as a people changing our mindsets, getting the services, pulling things together. We get us together, we can change a whole lot of things.
So when you say that they're not plagued with it, do you think that they're not plagued with it because they act on everything that happens? They use their voices to be heard. They're active in the community. Do you think that that plays a part in it?
So, all right, so let's keep it 100. Roland Park is economically sound. Roland Park does not partake in a lot of the city services. To get into Roland Park, whether you're a business, especially businesses, you have to go through Roland Park's neighborhood association.
Okay.
If they say no, it's no. You don't come. But in our corridor, we don't get that option of Liberty Heights and Park Heights and Ricestown. You go through the process and you open up your business.
Right.
So we want that same opportunity for things that we need, not the garbage that is coming.
Right.
And we need to get rid of some of these businesses that are in our community, because we're overwhelmed with so much that we need. There are things we need. One thing my community is saying we need, Miss Christian, we don't even have a laundromat on the on the Liberty Heights end.
Right.
You got to go all the way up to Park Heights. That's a need.
Right.
But we opening up Dollar Trees.
Right.
And cell phone stores. We don't need that.
Right.
That's another thing that somebody can go and rob and break into a store. We don't need those numbers to keep ramping up in our community. Give us things that we need so we can that we can succeed.
Right. And I think now for me, what I look at is that people treat us the way that we treat ourselves.
Yes.
And so I think when they come into our communities, and like, I know where Dollar Tree is at that you're talking about. I won't go there because I already know they stealing. The past few times that I went to Family Dollar and I saw them in there stealing, I said, oh, that's it for me. Right. But and so there are, not everybody, but there are people out there who cause certain communities to not have the same thing or have the same access as other communities do. I went to, oh man, where was I at? What is that place called? They're popping up everywhere. Royal Farms. Royal Farms is, I wish I had money. I would just go ahead and buy one. But Royal Farms is popping up everywhere. So there's a Royal Farms on in Forest Park, the Forest Park area down by Kernan Hospital. And you can go in there, grab your food, but you can't really sit down and eat. You can't really grab the condiments that they have, but when I go to the Royal Farms out in Laurel, the Royal Farms, out in different areas, right, you can sit down. You can actually, I was in Canton. You can actually sit down. There's condiments. There's napkins, ketchup. Like, I asked for some napkins at the one down here. They were like, they gave me condiments. They gave me 2 of them. So it's like there are bad, what do they call them? Bad actors. I don't know where they get that term from. They call them bad actors, the police department, that are in the community that's caused our communities to be that way. And that's why I was asking you, do you think that we need to have more of a voice? Do we need to step up and start making complaints?
Look, there is no reason why we should not have a voice. Everybody should be involved in their neighborhood associations. We have active neighborhood associations in the 6th district. When I go to those meetings, it's 10 people. We need, if you're living in a community, you need to be a part of the change.
Exactly.
You need to be a part of what's going to happen. So you should be a part of your neighborhood association, not allowing somebody else to go to a meeting and say what you need. Right. I don't understand that.
Right.
And we can't complain if you're not going to be a part of the solution. Get in your neighborhood association. These people are voted into these presidencies and vice presidencies of the neighborhood associations. Get in there and make sure that the person that is showing up at these meetings and speaking for you are really speaking for you. Right. And not speaking on what they believe. Until we do that, we got to stand together.
Exactly.
We got to. It's no way that we can be mad about something and you're not even having your voice heard.
Right, right, right. That is so true. And I wanted to also ask you about I had another question on here. Oh, I wanted to ask you about substance abuse. Pennsylvania Avenue. Okay. I frequent I don't want to say I frequent that, but you're driving through. Sometimes you're sitting at the light and you'll see people standing in line outside. And you'll notice if you keep watching that these people are standing in line and they're waiting to get their drug of choice, whatever it may be. And so one day I'm sitting at the light. There were police cars on every corner of Pennsylvania and North Avenue. There was a lady standing there, and there was a line, and the lady was reaching into her bra, pulling out drugs, giving them out. They were testers. And people and the police were there. And I'm sitting at the light, like, are they going to say anything? Are they going to do anything? And no. And you look around, people are like zombies walking around, just strung out. It's so sad. Young people. How do we begin to combat this thing with the drugs? Because I feel like people are just checking out at a rapid pace.
This war on drugs has been going on for so long. I've heard this thing. I've seen the police at Pennsylvania North Avenue, sitting with an open drug market. I see it, but we don't know what they've been told.
Right.
We don't know what orders they have been given. So if they're not responding, are they told that they're not supposed to respond to things that are going there? Are they just sitting there for safety measures? That's show up at City Hall to the meetings question.
Right.
My father was a heroin addict.
Okay.
And my father was down in Pennsylvania and Gold. That was his area. My father also had mental health issues.
Okay.
So there are so many components, just like homelessness, that go along with this drug problem. People are tired.
Yeah.
People our community, we have checked out. We're overwhelmed. These children, our children, they didn't just get this way. This is a household community issue. Do we have a way of combating this? Yeah, we can combat it. But it is accountability.
Right.
It is transparency. It is taking care of our families. I would love to know why the police are just sitting on North Avenue.
I would too.
I have no idea. I know that things have changed. I know we are short police officers. I know there are a lot of components to why we have a shortage. There's a whole lot of pieces to that puzzle. Right. But the why things are happening, that's a meeting with the police question.
Yeah.
I can speculate like everybody else.
Yeah.
But no, I think there needs to be a question, an answer for, and not just Pennsylvania Avenue. It's all over the city.
It's all over.
Right.
It's all over.
So, they short. We asking them. So let's also remember they're called first responders.
Right.
So you call them to get them. They don't just show up.
Yeah.
So when you already 500 short or whatever the number is now of law enforcement officers down, we're not going to get the responses that we need. And that's why we have to take care of ourselves.
Right.
We can't ask for the police to come save us. We live in these communities and we're looking for somebody to bail us out.
Right.
If it's not God, it's going to be us.
Yeah.
We got to work together to do this. And we can.
Right. And it definitely has to come from a community. I was at an event last week, and I don't know if you know Doc Cheatham. Yes. Doc Cheatham was at this event, and he was sharing with us how he just took it upon himself, to do things in his community. So it definitely can be done, if we want to do it. I just think people are just overwhelmed and tired right now.
And scared.
Yeah. And scared. So I just had one last question for you. And this question is, do you think that you'll be a good fit for the current administration that we have?
Hmm. Well, I don't know what the current administration is going to be once election starts. I mean, once we have this election on May 14th, who knows who's going to end up in office.
Right.
But whoever ends up in office, I can work with anybody. My whole career is team. From law enforcement to investigations, I'm team bound. So I don't have a problem with working with people. It's just gonna have to make sense.
Right.
I don't have a lot of tolerance for nonsense. So let's do the job. One thing from last election that is following this into this election is terms. You now only have 2 terms in these positions, which is fine. Which means you don't have a whole lot of time to be playing games.
Yeah.
So if we're going to do this, let's get in, let's do it. That's why I want to work with my neighborhood associations. I don't want this job by myself.
Right.
I'm not trying to kill myself to save my community. I want to work with my community because I know we can do it. We've survived way worse than this as a people. So we can pull together and take care of little old 6th district in big old Baltimore. It's one little community.
Right.
But we got to do it together.
It definitely has to be a team effort.
Got to.
And I just want to thank you for taking your time out to come on today. I'm going to have a few of the other candidates on and do like a little forum. That'll be virtual though, so I hope you'll be able to be a part of it. And you know, we can actually talk to all, you know, several of the candidates that are running for city council and just get everybody's take. And if not, Doc Cheatham said something last week. He said, for the person who loses, I hope you support the person who wins, because it's going to take us as a community to build our community back up. And I thought that was so powerful when he said that, you know, help the person that's winning. You know, if it's about community, then let's be about community.
That's right.
So Robyn's information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you want to email her, that's scrolling at the bottom. You can also go check out her website. If you would like, do you need any help, like door knocking and, you know?
Polls, we are 27 days from election day. And yeah, I definitely would love to have more people to work with us at the polls.
Okay.
So we need some poll workers. We're paying. We're going to take care of you. We're not going to just have you out there.
Okay.
But contact me.
Okay.
And let's pull it together and pull off this last 2 weeks will be big of the election, because we got early voting and then election day.
Right. And do you have any events coming up or?
No, we do not have any more events coming up. Okay. Right now, we are focusing on the last run of this campaigning, and we are locked in for early voting.
Okay. All right, everybody. Well, you heard it here on What Up Baltimore. This is Robyn Christian. Again, just check out her sweatshirt. It tells you everything, but I'll read it to you anyway. It says 6th District, elect Robyn A. Christian for City Council 2024. So if you live in the 6th District and you love your area, you know, check her out. Check out her website. If you have any questions, again, her information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Look for her to come on one of our candidate forums where we'll have other people who are also running for district. Is anyone else running? I know Sharon Middleton is there, but are there any other people that are running?
There is one more.
One more person? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to see if I can reach out to them, and, you know, whoever comes on, they come on, you know, and we'll have a conversation. But I think the most important thing is to always have a conversation and be informed. And that way, everybody, when you go to the polls, as I always tell you, you'll be able to make an informed decision. Now, also, for those of you who have not registered to vote, please do so. Please.
Right now.
Just go today if you're not doing anything. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. If you need help or if you don't understand, again, you can reach out to me. You can DM me. I'm pretty sure Robyn would be actually love to help you to register. because every vote counts. Please do not say your vote doesn't count, because it does.
It does.
Every single vote counts. Every single vote matters. So if you need help in that area, you need help getting to the polls, there's going to be all kinds of transportation. I do know that. Going to the polls, especially to help our seniors get there. If you do not understand what city council is about, again, I'm pretty sure you can reach out to her. Because, Robyn, I'll tell you this, I was actually at the polls, I think the last election, and somebody was running for city council president. And the person walked in, and, I'm interviewing people. I'm talking to them like, are you excited? And, the one, and I said, and I'm naming all of the people, we got this person running for city council president. And the person said to me, well, I can't vote for the city council president. And I said, well, why not? And she said, because I don't think he's in my district. And I'm like, oh, we really got to educate people. We really have to let people know. And so I had to actually explain to her, like, yes, you can. Like, this is for all of us, to make this decision. But there are people out there who are not aware, who don't know, that they can vote. There are people who don't even know what district they're in. So this is why we have to have these conversations and educate people. So before we go, hey, Timothy, how are you? We got Cherie on here. We got Damon. I hope I'm saying your name right, Damon. If you had any last words to say to people before this is over, what would it be?
Now is the time for us to do our due diligence to make the right decision. Baltimore is evolving, whether we want it to or not. It's going to change, and it's going to look different real soon. Make sure you have somebody that's in City Hall that's willing to do the work and willing to be on your team. Make sure that they're willing to look at the vision of where our communities are moving the way you want it to move. Because I live in my community. I don't just live there. I live in the community. And I am a part of what goes on in my community, because not just my family, but the families around me are important. We have great schools. We got 21st century schools. Look at our houses. I mean, let's do the right things, and let's take care of our families. And for me, family is first. So let's do that. And I can help you make that family thing work, because we got all the resources, and under my team, resources will be in the community. So I'll see you at the polls on May 14th. All right. And this is, again, everybody, this is Robyn A. Christian. Thank you so much for coming on What Up Baltimore. My name is Dr. Lady J, and we're going to see you next time. Hopefully, we'll also see you at the polls. All right, everybody, take care. Do me a favor. Make sure you share this video, as I always say, to at least 3 people, because everybody knows somebody. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Just wanted to let you know that the host of this show appreciates the time that you've spent with them. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to What Up Baltimore online radio, where the people have the power. Okay, that's the end of it.